Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3 between M5 and TBA or DD or Quantic or whatever you want to call them now. Both teams have struck once, and we're going to go to game number 3. Kind of not the most exciting games, 1 and 2, but it will
Yeah,
do.
they were good. They're interesting strategies, and I really liked how the execution from the winning team on both games. But yeah, not a whole lot of resistance from either team. I think TBA probably gave up more resistance in game 2 than M5 did in
Definitely,
game 1.
they
They
almost
actually
dug
tried to
their own
defend.
grave, it felt like.
Yeah. M5 very much was just like, yeah, you can have that. We don't need the Rex. Like, it's fine. But yeah, so we see the insta-bans of all the standard heroes that we've been seeing so far. Chin, Enchantress, of course, Lycanthrope, and Darkseer. Darkseer did make it into game number 1, as I recall.
Yep.
And was used to pretty good effect, actually, as they won that game relatively easily. So, interesting to see. Are we going to see? So we still got the Furion and the Invoker in the pool. There's also still, of course.
Do you almost feel like the Invoker first pick is like a trap?
Perhaps. Yeah,
I feel like Invoker
teams,
first pick has been losing a lot more games than
a lot of teams are willing to give you the Invoker first in exchange for kind of picking, and then they pick two very aggressive, powerful heroes like a Leshrac
and a Shadow Demon apparently.
Exactly. Well, I mean, but you could have easily gone with Leshrac and
Sand
some
King
other very strong, yeah, and kind of gone for a very aggressive strategy as they did that game. So perhaps so. Though to be fair, I think they had really strong gangs on Invoker in the middle. And I have problems with Invoker in mid lane. I think he's very good at doing that, but I think it creates a number of issues for your team that haven't really been solved by many teams, to be honest. I mean, if they just gang him, or if they know he's never going to leave the lane, and if he does, it's going to be pretty problematic if he doesn't accomplish anything off of it. So he kind of tells the other team exactly what you're going to be doing, which, in the current metagame isn't necessarily the best thing you can be doing.
I don't think in any metagame it's a good idea to tell your opponent what you want to be doing, but hey, looks like PG's thinking for a long time. Prophet is perhaps the ban here. They do have the first pick out, but this is the last time to control how the ban goes. For example, if he bans nothing good here, Migo could just like, yeah, I'll ban nothing good as well, and suddenly...
Yeah, you're giving away 2 for 1.
Yep.
Which, as we talk about all the time in Dota, 2 for 1 is not exactly what you're looking for, or in Magic, or in any game, really. So they go ahead and ban the Furion, which leaves TBA probably going to be banning this Invoker. There is still a Leshrac in the pool, and we saw Leshrac be used a very good effect on Digos last game.
I think you banned the
So,
Lesh.
yeah, I think so too, and kind of bait M5. Like, if M5 is going to pick up the Invoker, maybe you just do the same thing M5 did last game and try and be really aggressive. We'll see.
I mean, as good as Invoker is, we always see how good he is during the mid game, but we never kind of remember that he struggles to get to that portion of the game. Like, he really relies on his team doing well, and that is not something you could take for granted against a team as aggressive as M5. Like, they could have a good early start, and your Invoker just doesn't get off the ground.
Ooh, yeah, Invoker's definitely like, he's a hero that has seemingly endless spells and whatnot. That's kind of the perception you get, but really he's got a lot of limitations. In the early levels, he's only got 1 or 2 spells. Like, he really doesn't have a whole bunch going on. Invoke has a really long cooldown. He puts so much burden on you. So they go ahead and leave Leshrac in the pool in exchange. They take down the Enigma. Enigma, a hero that's, very high in the ban pick order, of course. A lot of teams really like to use him. So by banning Enigma, they leave both the Invoker and Leshrac in the pool. Now, this is going to be interesting because if they get Leshrac as a second pick, that's a little bit better. They don't have to waste their early pick on that, and they can grab another hero to complement him very well. As Leshrac is going to be the first grab. I pretty much expected them to grab Leshrac there.
Ooh, we totally forgot about this one.
Oh, I completely forgot.
That changes everything.
I completely forgot about Panda as well. So they get Panda and Invoker as first and second picks. You got to be pretty happy with that. They do grab the Shadow Demon at the beginning. They're big fans of Shadow Demon Leshrac, and after looking at last game, you can't really blame them.
Here's the thing. If Panda whiffs a ultimate, they're done. Like, this team is really slow early on, and they have 1 point in the game, or 1 moment in a couple of minutes, they are just dominant. And that is during the fact that when your Panda ultimates are on, you're supposed to win that fight, and you kill and you push your tower. If that does not follow the script accordingly, look at Radiant's hero. Like, they are not dependent on anything. Like, they're not ultimate dependent. Like, they are spammable. They can gank very well. They lane very well. And that's what M5 likes to do. They just pick quick cooldown spells. They want a team fight all the time. They want to push your towers all the time. So, yeah, I mean, you got the stronger hero, Panda, here, but you got to use it to perfection.
Yeah, the third, and really the third pick here is going to be the most important. You got to pick something to counteract this. You cannot just have Invoker have like a Crystal Main here would be the worst pick they could possibly have. Like you can't select something like that. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of team fight, but he's so going to die to SD, Windrunner, and Leshrac that it's not going to matter. He's going to accomplish absolutely nothing. Though it seems like a good pick with a Panda. I don't think Crystal Main is going to be a great pickup here. Although they do pick up Crystal Main with fourth pick, to be fair, so I'm not going to do it on the third. Yeah, maybe an SK here? I feel like SK would be a pretty decent choice. Though they already have a Panda, so maybe that's not going to work out so well.
I kind of like seeing him. No, they're gonna go with Mirana. Yeah, fair choice. More mobility, but we're suddenly looking at like whole bunch of EXP dependent hero.
Yeah, which is the opposite of... I mean, M5 has a couple EXP dependent heroes, and by that I mean they have Leshrac. Like SD doesn't really need a whole lot. Windrunner would like to have a lot, but doesn't necessarily need a whole bunch. Whereas Potom definitely needs to be farming, and you can't be aggressive with Potom. She seems like, oh, she's a really strong early hero because she has nukes, and she's a really strong late hero because she has a bunch of agility. The problem is she needs those 2 tier 4 items to really hit that carry potential that she does have. And in the early phases, you got to pick one. You can't really be roaming the map and being a spin or a winner. You have to be one or the other, which is kind of the problem she tends to have.
We did see in the past, one thing that kind of was very revolutionary to me was TBA was the first team that actually put drums on Mirana and kind of carries her during the mid-game phase where her spell damage is quite lacking, her physical damage is not catching up yet. The drum kind of, carry her over the hump because when you do pop the drums, you are attacking very, very quickly and helps your team to do a little bit of damage as well. So perhaps we'll see something like that, but I think what we're going to see here out of Migo on the next 2 picks is they just going to pick support 4 and 5. We're going to see Crystal Mid and perhaps Venge. I'd like to see a little bit of tankier support because those two will just get ripped to parts. Twin-Head Dragon on paper is the tankiest of all supports, but I'm not sure if that thing's going to get picked up.
Yeah, it's not going to accomplish a whole lot here, though.
Shaker will be pretty good, though.
Decent anti-pusher. I think Vino would have been a great choice. Unfortunately for them, he does immediately get banned, so the Venomancer removed from the pool here. They did ban Broodmother, a spectacular choice. It's really not exactly something you want to be giving away with a team like this. There's also the Levy ban. We see a Night Stalker ban. A nice choice here because while it doesn't... Night Stalker fits perfectly into this entire strategy. You put Night Stalker, you can dive incredibly aggressively, turn that into some pushing potential, so I really like the Night Stalker ban. I think it's a good choice.
M5's going to go into a Death Prophet. I'm calling it.
If they grab a Crobulus here, I think TBA is in a bit of a trouble. I think Crobulus is a fantastic choice here, to be honest. I really don't see what they could do with that. I mean, you drop that Crob Ultimate and the Diabolic Edict, I dare you. Like, I dare you to come try and stop us from killing all of your towers. The best way to kill Invoker is just kill everything that he owns.
I mean, M5, Death Prophet also gives you that very key silence against the Panda. That would be really good. They're going to pick up a Shaker right now to give him more stuns and more mobility. Again, a hero that is not really dependent on that cooldown. Sand King's going to get picked up here. Migo's setting up for one of the strongest mid-game lineup I have ever seen. But
if they can make it.
If they can make it there and not be down by like 20 kills or 10 kills. We are going to see a Crystal Maiden, like, for sure, for this last week.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no way they're not picking him up. I mean, the problem here is they have Potom. She has Elite, but with all these stuns and whatnot, she's very squishy. Panda, they can chain stun him and prevent him from ever getting his ultimate off. Invoker, of course, all the problems he entails. SK is one of the more reliable survive here, but if they do get a Crobulus silence here, I think it's pretty well done. And Crystal Maiden, of course, is going to be easily decimated, as I do think that will be their 5th.
It really depends on laning. Again, we've seen if M5 gets off to an early game start, they will just keep ganking all over the place. They're going to go with the Lone Druid
so again.
Okay.
Is this the same exact lineup?
I don't think they had the win run last game. No, they're going to go with Lich instead. I like this choice a lot more. So what we're going to see here is a Lich Panda mid lane. We're going to see Invoker top most likely, and then a dual lane bot. Very survivable dual lane.
Yeah, Potom SK is an old school lane that you used to see all the time. A lot of the stuns combo well with Potom. Of course, you set that up. As we apparently have a mass disconnector, so we're going to rejoin perhaps.
All right. I will leave the screen to not leak the password.
Interesting.
So they go with the Lone Druid to get a little bit more pushing power, get a little bit more resiliency, but they lose the silence that the Death Prophet could provide. I mean, I can see where they're coming from. Again, one of the things is with Death Prophet, with Syllabir, you have to have the Syllabir to get a good early game. And I feel like they can. I mean, the Dire squad is mostly dependent on the mid game. They have some strong laning presence. I mean, when you have Mirana, Sanking, when you have Panda, Crystal, Lich, you are gonna get some strong early games. But if Panda could get farm, sorry, if Syllabir could get farm, I feel like M5 is in a pretty decent position.
Yeah, similar to the last game. If they can turn their aggression, their hyper-aggressive team, all those stuns, they have so many stuns, so many long-range nukes, so much potential to just kill things. If they turn that hyper-aggression into a lot of quick towers and a lot of quick farm, then that Syllabir is going to become a beast like he did last game. The game's going to end essentially after he gets that Radiance. So, yeah, the question is, will he get there again? I mean, I feel like TBA maybe has a little bit more of the mid-game team fight ability going on here. Lich is going to give them a little bit more laning presence. They're going to have, I think, a bit more opportunity to get there, but that early game is going to be pretty dastardly for them. I think it's going to be a little difficult.
I mean, it should be fine. Mid lane should be very well won. I mean, Panda Lich is kind of... It's kind of unfair, almost. Like, he sucks your EXP. You ever get close, you're going to eat a Nova and Clap, which are great slows and a lot of physical right hits. During the mid-game, though, I feel like whoever's playing the Lich, you got to pick Frost Armor 8, because not only does it help you against the Syllabir, it also helps you against Diabolic Edict. Diabolic Edict is a mix-type spell, which does both physical and magical-type damage.
Yep.
That definitely helps out quite a bit. M5 is slowly filing in. Hopefully they would.
Waiting patiently for PGG and another one to join.
Another one? Amir?
I can't remember. Amir, yeah, Admir. So, yeah, the one thing about this is I actually think if they do put that Invoker on top lane, this is going to be much better for the Invoker player as opposed to the last game, because he's basically going to be against the Syllabir, which is obviously going to be a much better lane for him. He's not going to have to worry about being ganked quite as often. If they have a ward up there anywhere, he's going to be, see it coming. So I feel like Invoker's going to have a lot better game than he did last game, which will be perfect. That's exactly what they need.
Or will he be really against the Syllabir? Because last time they put Syllabir on a safe lane, they being M5. So if this...
I think last time they put him up top, didn't they?
Yeah, but that was a safe lane for the Dire for M5. So...
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's a good point. If they go ahead and run the, duel up top, or the
Well,
I'm not sure.
Last time we saw Shadow Demon left mid to shut down Invoker.
Could they still bear jungler here?
Yes, in theory he can, but I've never seen a pro team do it. I don't expect M5. Well, although we didn't see Beastmaster jungle, so, I mean, everything's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I don't recall that working out very well.
No, it didn't.
So we wait patiently. Admir has now joined the game, so just waiting on PGG to scurry his...
Grace us with his manner. Well, man.
Yeah. What did he say? Go, no thanks, we found others.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Just fantastic. Anyway, so waiting patiently for PGG here. Yeah, I think I still like M5's picks a little bit better than TBA's. I really like M5's aggressive playstyle. I don't think it necessarily is going to work against every team. I think there's a couple teams that if you try and be this aggressive, they're going to be like lol and just kind of kill you. But I think against TBA, it works out pretty well.
Well, to be honest, it hasn't worked against any team M5 faced so far in the Premier League because they're sitting at 0 points. So, I don't know.
Yeah, team M5 definitely needs this win. So we're going to go ahead and immediately fire the game up here as we get the jumps in here. Yeah, which picks do you prefer here?
I prefer the Dire team's pick a little bit more because I feel like, yeah, I mean, it depends on how defensive they play. They have room to play offensively because, again, a lot of disables and whatnot. But once this team gets up to the mid-game, I just don't see a Panda, Invoker, or Sanking ever losing a team fight. As long as you execute it properly and you have some of the best name players. And you have a Chain Frost as well. Like, they have Team 5 up the wazoo. Like, they're not supposed to lose a team fight.
Yeah, I think they're pretty reliant upon SK having a Blink Dagger, though. Like, if they don't get a quick Blink, I feel like SK is going to be a little neutered here. There's so many stuns that he really can't afford to try and channel ever in the middle. He's going to have to either channel and then burrow in. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but if he's going to be in a lane with Potom, he's not going to get a massive amount of farm. It's going to be, unless they just support Potom straight out, which is not something Angel does. So I'm not sure that that's actually going to be the laning phase here. So we do have Rise. Oh, we're going to see a quick Roshan here?
No, they're just warding. They're just warding.
They're just going to run now. Okay. Yeah. So we have Rise playing that Lich. We have Mania playing that SK. We're going to have Playmate yet again on Invoker. Nice Sunstrikes last game. Let's see if we can maybe have a little bit of a better early game, though. Angel playing that Potom, of course, and Miguel will be left on that Panda.
All right, on the Radiant side, we have Vigas playing the Windrunner. We have PGG on the Shaker. I think who played Shaker last game? Was it Amir? I think it was. Amir this time is going to be playing the no, he's going to be going mid with Lesh. So showing the full versatility of who goes mid and with different hero. SS is going to be on the Shadow Demon again. Shadow Demon was very destructive last game. And now we have Blood Angel again on the Lone Druid. This time he is going to be going up top. So Invoker, if he does end up on the lane, that's going to be a fairly even lane for the most part. Looks like massive ping going on. They do know where everyone is, and an interesting warding placement. Huh.
Yeah, very odd warding placement. It's almost like they just want visions. They don't really necessarily want to deny too much of the farm. They just want to know, because it does see up to the left and to the right down the line, so it gives you that V vision or that angle vision. So you do get a little bit more vision off that, but I'm not sure about that.
If anyone's wondering, that does not block the camp.
No, it does not block the camp, but it gives them the extra vision is kind of the idea there. Now, I would like to point out that Vigas last game was the one who dominated with the Leshrac, whereas this game he's playing the Windrunner, and that's going to leave Admir playing that Leshrac. So this potentially, trading a potentially very strong Leshrac player. I haven't seen Admir play Leshrac in quite some time. I mean, I haven't seen Admir play a whole lot in quite some time. So
instead of what we expected to be the mid lane, they went bot. Interesting.
So we're going to have SK Potom Mill. Yeah. Interesting. And it's going to be maybe a bit more of a roaming potential from this Potom. Is that what we're going to see here?
Or roaming from the Sanki? I mean, they're both decent roamers. I guess they're a little bit afraid of the Diabolic Edict in the mid lane. Sure, Panda could walk in here and clap and do some damage, but as soon as Amir turns on the Diabolic Edict, I don't care who you are, you're going to just back up, because you're going to take a massive amount of damage. So that's a fair reasoning. But that also means that on the bot lane here, Migo's going to get some harass. Crystal Maiden, or Lich, is just staying really, really far back and slowly keep denying this. I guess, between Shaker and Windrunner, I don't think the M5 squad is going to die on the bot lane.
Yeah, I don't really think that the M5 is in any kind of trouble here. I mean, Ryze and Miguel, while they could theoretically be aggressive, I actually think Earthshaker Windrunner is a little bit stronger on the lane. Now, obviously, Lich allows them to win the XP battle for the most part, as that's just always going to happen. But they are getting a lot of harass. A nice block of Miguel. He eats that tree. He's going to try and run around. He's actually going to go after Vigas instead. A nice Windrunner from Vigas, instantly identifying the problem there. Ryze, meanwhile, is harassing PGG instead, which means Miguel's taking a bunch of damage. There is going to be a power shot here pretty soon. Is it going to be enough? No, actually going to turn around. Ryze goes for a bunch of harass on Vigas. Now Vigas is going to turn his damage to the Ryze and the Ryze back, so they're both going to have to salve up now. Meanwhile, we see a clarity from PGG and a salve from Vigas, so a lot of harassing and not a whole lot actually happening there.
Actually, a very good play from Ryze. He saw Vigas salving up, immediately canceled it with the right attack, and that was Shaker's salve that he passed through. So right now in this lane, no one has salve anymore off to the massive harass. We're just 2 minutes in the game, guys. Back in the middle here, more harass happening here. SS joining the party here as well. I think he did a level 1 pull. Somehow the tree was destroyed. I guess a splitter did the job here. And he's just pulling the creep, and that's going to eventually... He's denying creeps on the mid lane. That's insane play. Have not seen any team do that.
Fantastic, especially against a dual lane. That's going to really limit their XP. I mean, Mania's just now level 2. Angel's, close to level 3, but as he keeps pulling this, is going to really mitigate all of that HP, or all of that XP, rather.
Yeah, so using Splurf and cutting some tree. Yeah, very creative play. Looking at top lane here, let's see how we're farming here. It is going to be that Exhort Invoker build once again. We're sitting at 6 and 4. A lot of last and denied. Let's see how the Lone Druid is doing. He's at 4 and 3. So the edge
he's doing the pull strategy here to pull it down, which is forcing Invoker to have to blast it under tower. But with Exhort, it's pretty easy for him.
And his Bear's actually running very low in terms of HP. Sanki, Arrow's going to hit on SS, and looks like, are we going to have an initiation? We don't.
No, just a lot of harass.
Level 2. Can't do too much.
Yeah, Angel's going to go for a bunch of harass. Now, the thing about this middle lane is either of them can leave the lane and it's okay, because the other one, as long as they're getting XP, it's fine. You want Potom to have XP and you want SK to have XP. You both want them to have farms, so it's kind of decent. The one problem here is that Leshrac is getting a lot. Admir's already 11 and 3, whereas SK doesn't have any last hits. Potom's only 6 and 2, so Admir dominates this lane so far. Oh,
looks like we have a splitter against the Mirana. Ooh, mistimed, and Mirana's going to leap out. And if he actually hit that stun with Diabolic Edict, Mirana would have still survived, but he would have been forced to use that salve. So a little bit of misplay here by...
meanwhile, on bottom, we have a nice Fisher block here on Miguel, but meanwhile, Ryze taking a bunch of damage. Sunstrike, whoa, just barely misses there as Vigas gets a little bit too far, a little too fast for him, as he's already got those boots, and that's going to be another clarity here from PGG as he's trying to dodge Miguel. He wants to save that clarity and go for a stun. He's going to have it now. We're going to see a Fisher here. We're going to see a lot of damage from Vigas. He still has a power shot level 2. I believe it's coming in. No, is he going to fire it? He's just waiting patiently. No, he's not going to fire it. Ryze trying to get a nuke on him, but it looks like instead he's going to take a bunch of damage, and he's going to eat the power shot. So first run by Vigas there is his win run play, just as good as his left strike play was last game.
Yeah, great move by Vigas. He's slowly dominating the lane. I mean, they have the more defensive lane, but they're getting killed by the Burrow Strike from Mania coming out of nowhere, and the Sunstrike was able to get the rebuttal kill. And the good thing about this is Invoker able to get the level on the top lane, and now he's going to be a little bit ahead. And unfortunately, he might be in trouble under the tower. No, he gets a kill, survives barely. The poison not doing enough. He's going to salve up, and Playmate just off those 2 kills, and now suddenly at level 5. We talked about how Invoker loves getting EXP. Well, he just got a whole bunch.
He did indeed barely survive that. He got the assassinate right before that, and while he was sunstriking, the bear just ran in there and started wailing on him. He got an entangle right next to the tower, but he was able with that exhort, and he didn't actually even use cold snap as it was the invoke was still on cooldown from using the sunstrike. He just A-clicked him a bunch and managed to take him down there. So big time kill there as Invoker's now level 6. Already 4.5 minutes in. This is exactly what you want to see as an Invoker player, and this is going to be, I feel like this game is going to be completely different from the last Invoker game we saw. I think this is going to be much more problematic for M5.
Again, we expect M5 to come out of the gates roaring and get a whole bunch of kills, and
happening.
We're not seeing it, right?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of nice kills from TBAs. They're actually up right now. We're going to see a burrow from Mania coming in here on Angel. I think Blood Angel may be going down here. He's trying his best to dodge it, but I think he knows what's up. There's going to be the Sunstrike. He needs to juke the other direction, but no, he doesn't identify what's going on there. No mana for Cold Snap. He has enough to actually invoke and Cold Snap.
That should be it. And Mania's cooldown.
He doesn't want to waste it. Got it.
And there you go. He's going to get the last hit. Sanking gets the last hit. That's good for him. I feel like Mania getting Sanking is actually better. Invoker, because he's getting the kills in the lane, he's going to get free farm anyways. Whereas Sanking is, it's not going to have farm at all. Back on the bot lane, though, I feel like this is the lane that M5 is undoubtedly winning, and winning very, very hard. But once Panda hits level 6, you have a Panda with level 6, so you're okay.
Yeah, and they are denying some XP. I mean, Earthshaker's 4, a little over 4.5. Vigas is just over 4.5. Lich, meanwhile, is barely 4, and Miguel is just almost 5 here. And considering that they are losing this lane and still keeping even on levels is exactly what they want, but that's kind of the power that Lich gives you. As we see PGG coming around here, Rise doing a little bit of warding. Nope, we're actually going to haste her, and PGG's going to go ahead and grab that one while placing the ward. And Rise, Rise, this isn't the best choice.
Nope.
Yep. He's going to get chased after. There is a Fisher. There is also a... Oh, he goes for the Frost. Nice choice there from Rise.
Early
getting a poison
Frost. Yeah.
Yep, and allowing him to prevent just a little bit of that attack speed from the Earthshaker and kind of force him away.
Meanwhile, in the middle, his splitter, is that going to hit? No, that's going to leap. Unfortunately, in the wrong angle, Fissure is just going to hit. PG just kind of stutter stepping that Fissure, but really all he needed to the stun is just stun. Sunstrike is going to miss, and unfortunately, Miss is not going to get a kill on SS. Big Mile on the bot lane here. Vigas is going to back off because he's not getting the help of that Fissure Shaker. So far, 2-3.
Yeah, Invoker, single insta-hit entangle on Playmate takes a bunch of damage, and he doesn't have much but phases. He's actually going to go for this Burrow Strike. Mania does come in. He's got no Sunstrike. He does have Cold Snap. He's going to go ahead and crack that anytime. No, he gets net. Cast your Cold Snap, bro!
Ooh, I think if he cast a Cold Snap, he would have got the kill here. Now, Shaker comes in right now, and I think Mania's dead, and Enchant-Totem's going to cancel the Sandstorm. Mania's going to Burrow Strike out. The creeps, will it be enough? He's taking the poison damage as well. The Siege Unit does the last hit, and that bear, he's coming for you. Fissure's coming off cooldown in just 3, 2, 1. Is he going to get off? It's going to be close.
Yeah, he's going to phase. He's going to be too far away. He's going to get out of there. Yep. Playmate, I think Playmate is being a little too mana conscious. He's trying his best to save his mana, but you have Cold Snap. Just ensure that you guys get the kill. Ultimately, it ended up costing that kill because he wanted to be a little bit too aggressive with the mana. He goes for a Sunstrike there that ends up actually missing down the base. There's actually nobody there. I do want to point out one thing about Playmate's doing is he's firing Sunstrikes, and there was always that talk. People have asked Indy before, how do you hit all those hooks? And he's like, well, I throw them.
Yeah.
The one thing you want to point out when you're playing Invoker and you go for Exhort early, try to throw Sunstrikes. Don't just save them for when you ensure that every single one's going to hit, because you're going to miss ones that you could have got if you just tried. Yeah, you're going to use a bit more mana. It does cost 175 to be fair, but you can't. If you leveled up and you don't use it, what's the point of having it?
Back in the mid lane here, quite a bit of engagement. Burrow Strike from the second level, so that's going to hit. A Starstorm is going to get the kill, but Mirana in a little bit of trouble. He's going to eat the Soul Catcher. A couple of right clicks is going to do the job. Trading a Mirana for Shaker, not the best trade. Splitter is going to hit on... No, he cancels it right now. Mania eventually will be going down. The Splitter, ooh, he's dodging quite a bit of spells. Will that be enough? The Power Shot, Shaker Shot, just too many stuff. And now we're starting the M5... We're starting to see the M5 gank squad coming online as they're getting many kills, and now with the mid lane here, no one defending that tower. I think this tower is going down for sure to that level 4 Diabolic Edict.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Diabolic pushes down towers very aggressively. They still have Vigos there as well as SN now. Angel's going to come in and just try and hit these creeps. Unfortunately, he's going to get pulled here. We're going to see perhaps, nope, a nice leap from him, just trying to dodge as much as he can. He gets power shotted, though. And perhaps this Shackle is going to catch the tower, yep, and it looks like we're going to see a Diabolic, or a Split Earth next, and down Angel will go. He fires an arrow, but not quite enough, and a bit aggressive from Angel there. You got to understand, there is a Shadow, a Shadow Demon on the other team, and again, we see a Sunstrike missing, so Playmate trying to throw as many as he can. Unfortunately, they're not really catching a whole lot there. That said, he is level 9 now. He's starting to get up there in the levels. He's got level 4 Exhort, level 3 Quas, so pretty soon we're going to have a double Forge Spirits, and I assume he's going to try and start pressuring that top tower.
Yep, or pressuring Syllabear if he's in the lane. Yeah, I feel for Angel here. I mean, when he's disrupted, you gotta just jam that leap button and hope you just leap away from that splurf. Because if you get hit by the split, you're basically dead. But if you leap improperly, then you're dead as well, as we saw in the last couple engagements for that Mirana. So he's just really caught between a splurf and a hard place. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that actually, you know, Admir's not being very aggressive about dropping splurfs after the disrupt. So maybe he actually has a little opportunity to turn and try and leap there. Maybe he doesn't have to spam it quite as aggressively as he is. That said, Admir is now level 8. As we all know, Leshrac, when he starts to hit that level 12 area, he becomes just an incredible output machine, damage output machine. He's actually got level 3 Lightning Storm. He's just opted for the level 1 Split Earth this time. Or rather, I guess last game was Vigos, who had a different build.
Haste.
Dire Squad has been smoking around trying to get something going on. The haste room was spotted and it's been taken, but the attention should be on the top lane right now, as we're going to see a disrupt. The fissure is going to be ridiculously easy to land. Is it going to land, though? Well, I said it was easy. Is it going to go down still? The poison, the last stack? No, he's going to be fine.
Nope, not going to be enough. Pretty big mistake there. I was going to say a little bit of a mistake, but a pretty big mistake. Miguel continues to dive. He does have that ultimate. He's going to go ahead and crack it. Like, immediately, it's going to stun Blood Angel there, but unfortunately, it takes a little bit too far. We're going to see a Sunstrike does catch, and it looks like the burn. Yep, he is going to get him. So nicely played there. Blood Angel does go down, so they finally get him. Mania goes ahead and burrows in here. I believe Shadow Demon will be the next to follow. Cold Snap, yep. Not opting to wait it out this time. Just goes ahead and immediately cast it. PGG, meanwhile, tries to run. Miguel ultimate does pop off there, but he's going to go ahead and run away as PGG has no mana to do a whole lot. And there's really no Radiant heroes coming in from any side to try and help him out there.
Back in the mid lane here, TBA taking a good advantage of the commotion at the top lane, trying to do some damage. At the very least, force out a Glyph, which is a 6-minute cooldown. Here comes PGG, just looking for a show. Again, he does not actually have mana to do anything. Here comes Vigas trying to defend this one. And this is exactly what TBA needs to do. Get off their own ganks and force those teleports to grow, so they get momentary advantage. And other sides of the map, hey, the push coming on the mid lane, guess what? Invoker's free farming on top. So this is kind of what they need to do. They gotta stretch the mid game, stretch out M5, because if they have 3 or 4 in one area, there's no way they're gonna lose. Oh my god, Angel's just juking. Where's his leap? Is that on cooldown? It probably is.
He just used it. He actually leaped into the jungle. He made a poor decision. He actually leaped forward and then turned it into the jungle. And by turning into the little tree area, you ensure that Leshrac is going to be able to either stun you when you try and run up, or place a stunner and force you back the other direction toward his teammates. That was a bit of a mistake there from Angel. If he just runs straight, literally just runs straight, and tries to dodge the Edict once it comes, he's in a much better shape there. As it was, he kind of signed his own death sentence by running into the forest there.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Admir places a nice stun on Rise here.
He should be fine, unless he's kind of trapped at this place. Yeah, he's dead.
Yep.
Oh, that's rough.
Another rock and a hard place here. M5 starting to kind of turn their early game advantage into something here. Now, the difference this time is Playmate's already level 10. He's getting close to 11. Looking at the levels, we got 6, 9, 8, 6, 8 on M5, whereas obviously at level 10 with 8, 5, 7, 8. So Invoker easily the highest level in the game. So he's 4-0-2 right now. He actually has not died despite a number of seemingly easy gangs up there on top that didn't end up working out for him.
Ooh, looks like we're going to see a fissure and perhaps a shackle shot. Nice latch here, but will that be enough? Here comes Mania. He's going to burrow Dragon. Sunstrike's going to be there as well. And a clap. Ultimate being dropped. Migo, though, the double damage is just wearing him down. The power shot's going to get a kill. Vigas is just so confident on this hero. I mean, if you see his power shots, he charges them sometimes fully. He doesn't charge them fully in that engagement because he knew just with that uncharged one, he's going to get the kill. The shackle shot off the range creep as Migo is running back. Vigas knows this hero in and out, and he's playing it to perfection.
Yeah. Vigas plays a whole lot of Windrunner, as most Vigas fans will know. Since he came back in the scene, the hero that he's kind of latched onto and really kind of made a name with. I mean, didn't make a name, he already had a name, but he's kind of made his bread and butter in the scene so far using it. Now, double damage does run out. Angel's going to have a little opportunity to maybe get a little denies here, but Vigas, well shackled again, goes ahead and gets elasted, and then goes for the harass. Lets the trees do the harass for him. Man, this is really a nice play from Vigas here. Meanwhile, PGG does finally have 1,000 gold, so he's going to roll around here and get himself some Arcane's boots. And if we check out SK, I believe SK is very far behind that. No, he's actually got his Arcanes as well, so never mind.
Yeah, Mania's been doing a fairly decent job. He's got 3 deaths, but he's got 5 assists. And every time you get assists, you get some gold. And looks like they're going to look for another assist on the top lane. PGG trying to get some farm. He's got the Arcane boots finished, so I guess he's just counter pushing.
Yeah, well, maybe he went for a little stun there. Invoker actually got an assassination on Admir there. I don't even know where he killed him at.
Sunstrike?
Yeah, well, I know, but where did he? I didn't see it.
I guess, yeah.
Well, there was no assists, or at least it didn't list assists. I don't know if maybe it doesn't do that anymore. Anyway, I would like to point out Playmate going for the Cyclone build this time. So not going to get a Force Stab. He's got the Void Stone after that phases and drums. So looks like Playmate opting to go for the Cyclone. Typically, you see either a Force Stab or a Cyclone. It's kind of it's not a hot topic of debate. I think they're both very good. But you see a lot of different invokers go for different ones. So
I think in this game it really complements his team very well, because one of the things that you could do with the Cyclone, using it defensively, is self-cycling yourself. But what that's going to allow you to do is, when you cyclone yourself, the enemy is going to have the reaction of, oh man, he's going to be up there only for 2 seconds, let's crowd around him. When he comes down, he dies. But guess what? When you're crowding around a hero like this against a Lich, against a Sand King, against a Panda, that is almost a suicidal no. So it's going to be a very strong defensive tool. And
interesting, I want to point out he actually bought the Force Staff instead.
Okay.
He has a Void Stone.
He just wanted the Mono Regeneration, which is a fine choice as well.
Yeah. Maybe he's going to make a Hex instead. I mean, Force Staff is also very strong. The thing about the reason I don't think it's a hotly debated topic is because they're both good.
Yeah.
So you can't really go wrong. I do think the Yules would have been very useful here. But, getting a Force Staff's also pretty good. So Force Staff's just about on the way. It's going to be good. Dodging Leshrac stuns, helping people out of Shadow Demon situations. Obviously, people that get entangled, you can Force Staff on the way. We're going to see a stun here. I believe PGG may be in a bad state. Yeah, there's going to be the Cold Snap. You're going to see an attack. Oh, it misses. So actually, the Cold Snap doesn't quite proc as much as it could have, but I believe it's going to be enough to get Burrow Strike in. Yep, he does get that. So Mania getting a kill. Shackle Shot, not quite connecting this time. Looks like Playmate going to be fine. Vigas is just going to do as much harassment as he can. Pops an Illusion Rune as well. Maybe a bit optimistic there. I'm not sure that it wasn't going to actually do anything.
If you guys were wondering about that Burrow Strike, Mania definitely clicked on the ground to get that one off, just barely on the tip. Mania, of course, master of Sand King, knowing the range of his spells, very much so. A lot of Sand King would have just missed that Burrow Strike, and the kill would not have been there. Angel, unfortunately, is the one that's having the most trouble on the team because he's getting picked off so many times. Despite having Leap, we talked about how difficult it is for him to place those leaps properly, and he's 1 in 4 because of that. There's a double down treant on the top lane, though, but I think more important to point out is that Blood Angel, he's 0 in 4. We talked about how important it is for Celebi to get off big, and Miguel finds him in the jungle. Maybe just have to back off because too many people is coming. But again, he's keeping back Lone Tree. He's not getting the farm. And getting your Radiance when you're positive versus getting Radiance when you're negative is just a huge difference.
Yeah, it's completely. You cannot push lanes with that. You have to just kind of farm with it. And by farming with it, you allow them to go after you. Playmate may find a Cold Snap here. He's going to see Admir. Oh, he's just a little bit too slow in the vision and the click there. So unable to quite catch him. I think he could have got a big time kill on Leshrac. That would have been pretty nice for him. But Playmate hits that all important level 12. Actually,
is he going to 4-4-4 build again? Again, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He is going for 4. But interestingly,
it's going to work out a lot better this game.
Level 3 Invoke. He's totally skipping level 3 Invoke. Most Invoker players will agree that I think that level 3 Invoke is such a big deal. I mean, going from 12 seconds or 17 seconds to 12 seconds, it feels like you have an extra one in every battle. Most battles will last around 12 seconds if you initiate, whereas 17 is a bit harder.
It's a difference of getting the third spell off, or the fourth spell off.
So it looks like Playmate is opted to just have 2 spells. He just wants to have, or 3 spells rather.
He's just farming, so
yeah.
I guess it makes sense. Yeah, he does have to force that finish. No teleport, though. Playmate should get his hand on that one, because really needs to help out teammate in case a fight does break out. I feel like TBA is kind of bringing the playstyle right now is the same playstyle as M5 that had last game. Massive roams. And again, having heroes like the Windrunner, having heroes like the Sand King, Panda, and Mirana, they're great roamers. Blink Dagger is up on the Panda, but unfortunately we're not going to see mana enough for him to use it. I think Drums is going to be his next item build, but we'll see. Yep. Top lane though, the gank is coming in.
Yeah, and again, Lone Druid gets initiated on. We're seeing a Cold Snap. A nice Epicenter is going to take him. He's going to go for the... he's in ultimate form, so he's pretty tanky. Sunstrike is going to... Oh, it just barely catches him, actually, as the slow is just enough there, and they end up getting that kill. So, unstoppable streak from Playmate. Lone Druid goes down again, and that's really the quintessential note of this game, is that Invoker is getting kills, and he's farming, and Lone Druid is not.
Well, we might see a couple more kills on the top lane as Mirana is waiting on the wings for a long arrow. Peachy's going to walk in position. Arrow's going to hit, and we're going to see a Starstorm perhaps. No mana for the Starstorm. We have Phase Boot as well. Unfortunately, Mirana He's gonna have to leap out there. Oh, he might be in a little bit of trouble. If the shackle shot hits, he's gonna leap into. He's gonna have to haste him, but is he gonna get chainsaw? I think he is. Wow, what unlucky play for the Mirana.
Or Angel, he's having a rough game right now, isn't he? We see Miguel, meanwhile, farming on bottom. He's gonna actually pressure that tower, and again, Playmate now level 13. He's got another 2K, so whatever he decides to do with that Voidstone, it's going to be pretty problematic. I mean, he's starting to hit that point where, despite the fact that his build, I mean, again, we talked about the dreaded 444, quote-unquote. I actually don't think it's awful build. I think it's just a greedy build. But it's paying off. Like, he's making it into the phase of the game where the fact that he has all of his skills, and they're all going to be relatively useful, as that Wex number starts to get very high, it's going to become really, really pretty ridiculous.
Yep. Now, I just show up the gold chart as well as the EXP chart, and if you look at those, like, oh man, the game is completely even, but trust me, the game is not even at all. I feel like TBA is much so in the lead. They are even going into the mid-game to a team that had the early game advantage. So right now it's TBA's game to really fully take advantage as we see a big engagement on Angel. Angel's going to get brought down again, but I think trading Amir is totally worth it considering the fact that Amir has been getting a lot of kills. And Angel, well, he's been dying, so another death wouldn't really hurt that much, especially if Invoker got the kill. Despite
that death, Angel's still level 10, which is, you know, it's not terrible. It's only
he's
one
been
behind
rising creeps all day, so.
And two behind Lesh and Windrunner. That said, Invoker's 14. Miguel on bottom is level 11. It looks like we're going to have an initiate on him, though. He cannot. Is he going to get his ultimate off time? No. Shackle Shot's going to prevent that. And down Miguel will go. So I was just talking about how Miguel was getting a lot of free farm on bottom, but no. They ended up taking him down immediately. We saw a TP in from Playmate down there trying to help him out. Maybe he wanted to go for that, but unfortunately, Miguel goes down. So actually, that was a pretty big one there on the Radiant side. They really wanted to keep that Panda down a bit because you mentioned TBA really has the mid game advantage.
Yep. And they are fully exploiting that. And you talked about how high level Invoker is. I think their item choices, at least for Mirana, has to be it has to be a BKB. As much as I dislike BKB Rush right from the get go. I feel like, I mean, you could build Yasha, but then you're still a glass cannon, and he's still gonna die in a team fight. Because once the Panda ultimate is up there, who are you going to focus? Well, you're going to focus on Mirana because he has nothing. So, we'll see if that's what will end up what he's going for, though.
Yep, Angel's going to go ahead and go up top. Maybe, I don't really think he can lane against this SS. And Admir's there as well, so I believe Admir's going to... Poor Angel, he's going everywhere he can to try and farm, but he's just really not accomplishing anything as they continue to kill him. He's just... I mean, just 2 and 6. He's having a rough game. That said, we have 4 dire heroes on bottom. The illusion or from Windrunner here. Perhaps they'll initiate on it.
No.
Maybe they know it's an illusion?
Yeah, they know it's an illusion because Smoke did not cancel.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Duh. Meanwhile, they're going to go ahead and go for this Tier 1 tower. Not a whole lot of HP is going to go down. It looks like through all that, Angel manages to not die again, which I think is a small victory for him. Like, as long as he can not die, I think he's going to be all right. I'd say, no, he doesn't have a power shot. He just stood there. Didn't do anything.
Well, we're going to see a tower trade. Three people on top. 4 on bot. Arrow's going to hit. No, the Arrow's going to miss as well. And Angel's not just getting... He's right next to his Tier 1 tower and he's not getting farm. Because, you know, it's just sad.
Yeah, poor Angel, not really accomplishing a whole lot right now. Though, it looks like maybe he's going to get a little small window here. Perhaps get some farm. Oh, actually, Vigos and Admir are going to hang out there. They're waiting patiently for Angel to get green.
And Angel knows. He's like...
Yeah. So they decide, well, if you're going to play back like that, we'll just go ahead and run in here and Edict your tower and take that down. So with the creep wave, Edict becomes a whole lot stronger as you can just immediately cast it and take it down, but it looks like Angel going to pull it. Meanwhile, at bottom, you know, Dyer's just continuing to pressure towers. They're going to go ahead and take this Tier 2. Of course, they do have that the level 2 Forge Spirits, so the second set of Forge Spirits, which does so much work when it comes to killing towers.
Yep. It is fairly low, but I don't think Radiant's very interested in defending me on the top lane here. Look at Angel. We talked about how he's in trouble. In fact, he's in trouble again. A dust just to make sure that he doesn't get his ultimate off. We have a teleport coming in from dark green. How high is that tornado? Probably not that high, but it looks like Vigos should be able to brought down. He's just simply, oh, he's going to force tap on the high ground TP there. Tornado, my friend, tornado. Yeah, no, he actually got the high ground vision because he has buildings, of course, in it, and now Vigos is going to go down.
Yeah. So actually, Playmate could have had an opportunity to cold snap another hero. I think I'm not sure who it was, but he was TPing out right to the right of him and just wanted that Vigos really bad. So he said, "Screw you! I'm not going to cold snap you. I want to go after this Windrunner." Of course, Windrunner being 7-2 at that point is a fantastic hero to kill. You know, we see basically a bunch of number of gold picked up there. We see a 14-14, relatively even game. But again, I don't think this is as even as it looks because Radiant is definitely the early game team and Dire is definitely the mid game team. Playmate level 15 now. He's even got Alacrity up as he's hit level 4 on that Wex as well. He's got level 3 Invoke, and we're about, you know, probably what, 5 minutes away from level 4 Invoke. When you hit level 4 Invoke, you become the Invoker that everybody expects.
Yep. We are just a little bit away from that. By the way, that forced Vigos to buyback. I don't think that was a rage buyback. That was definitely a technical buyback. As we see, look and get initiation. He pops off his ultimate. Oh no, Shadow SS is gonna be dead for sure. They can go for PGG as well. Yeah, SS is gonna try to run, but he's gonna be seen by the Lich, and yep, he's gonna be going down. So that's one kill so far. Mania comes in. He just have to wow, Burrow Strike on 3. Amir's gonna go down. I think he's gonna be very close. One more physical hit's gonna do it. Invoker gets a double kill, triple kill, and a Godlike. Everyone on full retreat. They do see the Lone Druid, and I think they're gonna keep chasing. Yes, there's a Burrow Strike right there. Panda unfortunately does not have the mana for a Blink Clap, but the ultimate will provide all the slow you need. That's 4 kills. That's an Ultra. Are they gonna go Rax? Or are they gonna go for Roshan? I think they're gonna go for Rosh.
Yeah, and actually that was a 100% one because of Miguel's ulti.
Yep.
He used an ultimate. He stunned one. They allowed him to go after that. He cycloned the Earthshaker after he got stunned, which eliminated Earthshaker for 6 seconds. It bought them enough time to kill the other hero and then transition into the Earthshaker, who immediately landed and got Burrow Striked along with 2 of his teammates. So we see the power of that Cyclone Panda on top of course, the stun, and the ultimate of Panda just dominated that. And that's exactly what we're talking about, as opposed to the game feels the same, but in fact Miguel's Pandaren Brewmaster being level 13 completely mitigates anything that feels the same.
Vigos is about to steal an Aegis.
Yeah, I think he is. And he might go for the last hit, too. Is he? Yeah. Oh, and he does go ahead and steal the Aegis, and he's 4 staff away. Well played, sir. Played by Vigos. Vigos is like, look, give me this Aegis. This is mine. And,
well, that got him the buyback that he paid for earlier. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it does allow him to get that. We see a nice blink on Playmate. I think at Playmate this would be big time here as they really want to get that kill. They do. 680 gold going to Lesh right there, stopping the godlike streak of Playmate. And that was a costly death, for sure.
It was fine. I mean, Mirana finally getting some farm. By the way, they fought that 4v5, and they won that 4v5. Mirana's been pushing tier 2 top. Ultimate Orb. Okay, so going for the HP is going to eventually be Manta, but I really like the choice that he opened up with an Ultimate Orb instead of a Yasha. Yasha does give you more damage, but I think survivability is what he needs right now. So
It looks like Radiant's going to go ahead and try and turn that kill on Playmate into a push, as they have removed the most nuisance of the biggest nuisance on the opposing team, is that that Invoker is now gone. Which means that the middle tier 2 will go down. So I mean, it's a pretty costly death, to be honest. They get a tier 2 tower and they killed the 680 gold is a lot of gold for 1 kill. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon's just trying up top desperately to get anything. It looks like he's going to get himself a medallion. Bottom likewise on bottom, of course, with that ultimate orb you mentioned. So he's getting a little bit of farm. Angel's starting to pull himself into this game.
we see a lot of blink daggers in this game already. Migo has one, the Sand King has one, and then Shaker has another. So we're going to see some big ultimates being used. We haven't seen Mania drop off his key epicenter with the blink just yet, but I think they're going to find someone right now. The Fissure is going to show up. Ooh, Vigos. Vigos, he might be...
Yeah, Vigos in a bad spot, and he even used the wind run, so if they do go up there, they will find him, but it looks like, no, they don't know he's there. They're not going to be able to catch him. If they'd have gone up there with no wind run, Vigos would have just been insta-dead. Though he does have the Aegis, so they would have at least,
So he's insta twice.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he could have got away the second time, because wind run would have been off cooldown after the second. And with that Force Staff, I think he could have got far enough away.
These guys are just waiting in the woods. Mania, by the way, is going to be going for the Veil of Discords, which is a great choice, considering that the Radiant is very squishy. I got to check how his Lone Druid is doing. He's got 1,400 gold. Does he have the Relic? Where's the bear? Yep, he has a Relic. He has the Radiance finish. So with the Radiance finish, the game is a lot more even than we imagine. Sure, yeah. you could still Cyclone for 6 seconds, so you could remove that DPS for a long time. Blood Angel, though, after you get the Radiance, what the benefit of being a Lone Druid is that you can see that just with 3 GG branch, he's sitting at 1,800 HP. He can add a cloak and suddenly Sand King who? Like, you could tank that.
Yeah, well, the Veil of Discord is going to make that a little bit less, less easy to do.
But he's going to get a hood, so.
Yeah, and if he gets a hood about the same time that Veil comes up, because, I mean, it's not like Veil is going to be instantly purchased. It is quite an expensive item. So it's going to be a little while before that happens. That said, Blood Angel's been doing a lot of AFK farming through a lot of this and managed, despite all of his failures, to get a 27-minute Radiance, which isn't fantastic by no stretch of the imagination, but it is better than nothing. The problem here is that Angel 2 is getting some farm. He's now up to 2.2k gold, so Yasha pretty close to incoming. And it looks like you see an initiation here on Admiral. A nice shackle shot from Vigos, though. May save him. Nope, Cold Snap. He's going to probably stop this. There's a BKB if he needs to use it, but he's just going to try and save that as much as he can. He doesn't want to waste that BKB, which is a nice choice. He does go ahead and turn around and go for the stun, I think probably now. Nope, still no BKB.
He's got to pop it right now. Yeah, the Panda is on him. He's going to TP out immediately. That's going to leave SS in a little bit of trouble. Vigos coming in to do something. We have a Windwalk on the Storm. He's going to find SS. He's going to get Cyclone in the air, and he's going to get brought down. But We talked about the cooldown of the Panda, and getting a kill just on SS, that is not worth it at all.
That was a really bad Sunstrike from Invoker.
And he's going to survive. Blink Echo as a counter initiate. Will that be enough? Vigas running around looking for the Shackle. Burrow Strike onto 2. He gets disrupted here. Shackle shot not latching on Migo here. Fish is going to get dropped. Chain Frost bouncing on the 2 enemy heroes. Great bouncing. Vigas runs back to it and eats more bounce. He's going to go down using the Aegis. He's being surrounded by 4. I think he's still going to survive. Here comes the Syllabear. Oh my god. Playmate a little bit of trouble. No first hit proc. Migo is going to eat some big post Nova. Migo's going to go down. Turn around Shackle for the kill. And now M5 winning that team fight. It was a mid game that TBA is supposed to win, but right now we have M5 roaring back on the back of that Radiance.
Yeah, they chased after an Aegis Windrunner, which maybe wasn't the best choice, and that really bought them enough time for Leshrac to come back into the battle, as well as to Syllabear to show up. And now Syllabear, again, with that Radiance showing up in the battle, is really kind of a big deal, and just throwing out massive damage there.
Yep, and now they're going to try to push a little bit of damage on the tower. We do have Panda.
I think they're going to get it, actually. I think they'll just get this tower. I mean, they have the level 4 Bear. It does demolish. It's 1.3 extra damage to it, so or 1.3 times damage to it, so it does a whole lot. Now, you see a Meteor actually takes down Windrunner instantly, so maybe that'll slow the push down. I think it will. And actually, Admir goes out and cracks a BKB again for no reason and still dies. So we see 2 cracks of the BKB now, so that BKB, which he was trying desperately to save, is now down, and they take the Courier as well. Ooh, big time counter gang there from TBA.
And now they're going to just go push down the tier 2 mid because 40 seconds dead for the winner and 30 or 48 for the Lesh. That should be more than enough time to take down the tier 2, perhaps damage the tier 1 as well. No one interested to defend this one. Invoker was trying to chase down the Syllabear. You could guess what happened.
Syllabear run away?
Well, first hit proc and then run away.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, of course.
I was trying to set you up with that one, but...
Entangle into run. Yeah, I should have called that. Axe Stick is actually now complete on the Invoker. So the Invoker's build, as much as we were, making fun of it, I really don't think it's that bad. He's got 464 right now with an Axe Stick, which means he has everything. He can cast as much as he wants through the entire battle. Obviously, the cooldown being 2 seconds. But even bigger than that, the Invoke costing nothing is really kind of a deal here. We see a Burrow Strike on PGG who's going to take an arrow. No, he just manages to dodge it. We see double TPs in. The Fisher catches Angel, but doesn't actually hit Mania. Shackle doesn't catch anything there. We see a Moonlight Shadow being dropped. I believe TA is just going to go ahead and walk right on this. Nope. Turn around, Drum style, and kill that tower anyway. Nicely done by Angel. I think he's actually going to get this here.
Let's see, he's juking in and out. Migo's very low. I'm watching the fight on the top lane here. EMP is going to see on the bear. Migo blinks and he's clapping. He's losing HP very rapidly. I think Migo's going to go down to the bear for sure. Yeah, he is. That is not worth the trade. Invoker eventually got the kill, but SS, he's coming. He's despite being a support, he's going for the kill. We have Lone Tree buying back. They want the mid racks. He could teleport to the tier 1 tower. No, he's going to just waltz his way in. He's running in with racks.
SS is going to find Planet. We see an ultimate here. We're going to see a big damage or perhaps some disruption soon. No, Tornado may prevent this. No, he's going to just barely survive that.
No, but power shot.
What an assassination. Vigas dropping in a nice assassination. Playmate not really rage buying here, but a little bit angry, I think, probably. Buying out immediately, of course, they do need to defend as this game has turned into quite the hectic, frantic mid-game battle here. This is a fantastic conclusion of the series as the 2 games, they both traded a little bit of stock, but this is a lot closer.
But guess who is waiting on the wings? Mania on the back. If he drop off a huge epicenter, that is going to be big. Mania is going to be seen at this point. Vigas does know where he is, I think. Now Vigas is standing around to channel his ultimate. Trying to bring down the tower. He does get the last hit on that one. Mania not going for the epicenter.
Uh-oh, Tornado actually catches the, nope, he actually dropped the EMP a little bit slow there, but nonetheless, it does manage to hit him, so he's got no mana to recast that bear if that bear does die, and it is quite low, so they're going to be forced back out of here, so no bear, no push, for sure. And of course, Mania waiting patiently, as you mentioned, for that big ultimate, so they think better, but go ahead and back off here, but they got a tower.
I'm not a big fan of Mania's build here. I feel like he needed a drum to help his team for the mid-game DPS. He is going to go for Axe, which is a very standard build. But many times he's been running around with fairly low amount of mana. And I felt like a very quick completed drums. It only takes 1750 gold. And it gives you so much more immediate benefit. But it looks like we have a big gank here for these guys. A BKB TP on the mirror. He's just, well...
Yeah, Amir continues to use those BKBs very aggressively. I think he's now down to the 4th charge, right? Yeah, he's down to the 4th set here. So slowly, very quickly, actually, that BKB is degrading for him. And we talk often about how BKB, it makes an immediate impact similar to a Hex, but unlike a Hex, it gets increasingly worse.
Right.
And that your BKB loses its effectiveness very fast, especially when you're spamming it like that. Yeah, you survive, but that's about.
Well, I mean, are you rather die and save your BKB
no,
charge?
You have to use it. The problem is you're putting yourself in a position to be forced to use it.
That's right.
You're farming very aggressively. You think, oh, I have a BKB, they can't kill me. The problem is you're just, they're just going to come make you use it. So.
No, I think the 5-second of the BKB here is still fairly effective. I mean, it blocks a Chain Frost, it blocks a Sand King, but of course you want to preserve that charge as much as possible. Long Arrow's not going to miss. And suddenly we're seeing, despite what we talked about how TPA is going to get the mid-game, it feels like it's not much in their lead anymore. It feels very even in the sense the goal chart, by the way, has been a messed up sine curve. It's just going up and down, up and down. We're at the 0 mark. It is a slight lead in terms of the EXP, but I think that will soon change as all 5 of TPA has been really much clumping together, and most of the M5 guys are splitting up, and they're getting a lot more farm, a lot more EXP through the farm as well. So
yeah, the ag stick's done on that Leshrac, and one thing I want to mention about the BKB, I do think more charges on BKB for Leshrac is more important because Leshrac's a hero that really wants to run around the battle a long time. Diabolic Edict the last 8 seconds, Pulse Nova is just continuously doing it. He really wants to hang out in the battle for quite a while to have his maximum effect. He goes ahead and buys himself a gem, so we have an ag stick, BKB phases, and a gem now on Admir. So SK's Invis not going to be quite as effective, and of course Invoker will have no chance to get away now.
Oh, I mean, he's a Wex Invoker at this point with Phase, so he's always got a chance to get away.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's also got drones in the Force Staff. He's probably fine. Yeah. We do have an Ultimate Orb now. He's only about 1,600 gold away from that Hex, and if I were TBA, as soon as I got that Hex, I would go for it. I would try and push in because the problem here is that Lone Druid is getting quite fat. He's got that cloak now. He's obviously got a bunch of gold. He's up to like a 1,200 here. Of course, the Radiance is allowing him to farm very quickly. So,
you know what?
We have a battle for the Roshan?
You know what? I think Radiant's thinking of the same thing. Vigos is like 1,500 from Hex. As soon as we get the Hex, we're gonna go for it because they're in a position to win because Silver pushes very well. I mean, and he pushes very well only for the next 10-15 minutes because after a while, Bear is starting to unable to tank as much as he used to, as he could actually get nuked down quite quickly.
So many ag stick. We actually see it. Of course, Playmate has his. Miguel has now completed his ag stick. So just a game of ags, and I'm pretty sure SK wants to get one as well. So there's going to be a lot of ag scepters in this game. But it looks like he's going to try and finish that Veil first as he goes and grabs the robe. So he wants that Veil. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some BKBs popping up here on the Radiant side. Well, actually, no. They've already. I mean, you're not really going to get one on Syllabear. There's really not too much reason to do that. Just buy more tank items, right?
Syllabear, I feel like he needs to finish the hood. I don't think we have a pipe yet. Yeah, he's going to just go pipe. Because right now there's not much physical damage, but although as to say that, look at Mirana, he's got a Demon Edge after a Mat Sao. He's got his first Javelin in about 100 gold, 300 gold as well. Here comes a big smoke gang, and the initiation comes in the favor of the Radiant side. If Syllabears get caught out, that might not be what they want. Yes, in fact, you will get caught out. Massive initiation, but they're clumping for the Shaker. Shaker gets Cyclone, not in the best position. He's going to try to drop off his vision. Wow, huge Echo after getting Force Stabbing. The Pulse Nova is doing some big damage. BKB enough there. Angel's going to go down. PG is somehow still alive, and because of Panda how tanky he is, or Lone Druid how tanky he is, he's going to survive as well. A team wipe going the other direction. Sunstrike, that is not going to hit. Panda trying to get the kill. Nice jukes into the forest, and now Panda's going to blink forward for the kill. He's going to get disrupted and force that backwards. He's going to be fine, and now Migo in huge trouble. We had a buyback. No, Angel actually is going to, Playmate's going to survive to the end. He's going to walk back to base. Migo, though, is going to get Force Staff. He's going to go down. This team fight is just really, unfortunately, all the lucks in the world on the Radiant side. And wow, some mass flame. This is not good manner.
What was the flame for? I missed it. What happened?
Silver just all chat retard.
And, M5 was talking. Okay.
And PG's like, no, he flames me.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Retard.
You know he's not flaming him.
I'm pretty sure that was not a flame directed at M5, but nonetheless. Either way, I did not see that battle. Who ended up winning that?
Well, we'll talk about it a little bit. Yeah, Playmate was the only one that survived. They went on the Lone Druid. Shaker blinked in, and he almost got off a really good Echo Slam. He got Slyco in the air, and I was like, okay, now TBA is going to win this.
Yeah, I saw the Force Staff into the Echo.
Yeah, the Force Staff on the Echo on 3, and Post Nova throughout that was just doing big damage. So I think what TBA thought was Lone Druid was by himself. So they felt the safety to kind of initiate with Barrage right there. What they needed to do was have Mania hang back and come in with a big Epicenter. I don't think his Epicenter ever got off. or he tried to channel it, but he never went off. You talked about how many stuns Radiant have. Without the BKB, Mania is not going to be able to channel that one. And now, because of that, we have Leshrac actually going for a very late game Blink. Very confident of where he's sitting right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got the Ag Stick and the BKB, so he's pretty tanky. He can get in a battle. Now he's just trying to ensure that Splitter still kind of hits. Interesting choice, indeed. We are seeing a massive amount of Sunstrikes from Invoker, just making sure that they are not going for Roshan yet. There's just so much AoE and nuke and stun potential on M5 right now that if Dire doesn't properly set up a battle, if they don't have the Panda ultimate do enough, if Mania doesn't hit an ultimate, they're just going to lose that battle. Now,
I think they need a BKB. Mirana needed BKB.
Yeah.
Invoker needed BKB, and they're not getting it.
Yeah, that said, Potom is getting close to that double tier 4. We always talk about how, or I like to think about how Potom needs 2 tier 4s to be effective. Unfortunately, Cyclone dodges the arrow that would have caught Vigos there, so Vigos is going to be able to get away. So they used a bunch of spells there to not accomplish a whole lot, as we even use an ultimate from Potom. Now, Miguel blinks into the trees, not exactly where he wanted to go, I don't think. But they forced him down nonetheless.
But here's the thing, though. You might have a double tier 4 item on Rana, but if you're dying every fight, it doesn't matter. He needs to
absolutely
stay there and actually do the hitting. So I think the item after this has to be BKB. But will the game last this long, though, as we see Rise might be in a little bit of trouble. Blink. Oof. BKB's going to get popped. Look at Mir. He's just going. He doesn't care. The Chain Frost is going to get nullified. Of course, Rise did drop it. He knew he was going to die anyways.
Now, that's the power of that BKB on Amir. He can just run in as well he wants. And he blinks again. Immediately, Miguel barely missed. They actually missed the Echo Slam and the ultimate there, but unfortunately, they still managed to get him. We see a nice ultimate from SK, as well as a Meteor's going to drop on the head of it. They actually don't get anybody off of that.
Disruption is just too damn good. Defensive Disruption is forcing everyone away. Arrow's going to miss, but 3 is dead. And now only Invoker and a Glass Cannon Mirana is defending this one. The Rax on the high ground is breached, and M5, despite having a not the best start early on, just came back with a roaring Radiance.
Yeah. Well, the Radiance on the Syllabare was really a clutch, and more than that, Admir getting a lot of farm early on. He got the very quick BKB. He got the Axe Stick relatively quick as well, and of course, that allows him to just crack BKB and run in there and just do massive damage. They missed an Echo Slam and a Split Earth in that battle. It still didn't matter.
Yep.
Like, Echo Slam hit nothing, but they're just so strong right now, and they're so tanked, they can't really do a whole lot to him. If he goes ahead and throws out as many spells as he can, they might get Blood Angel, perhaps. They're going to lose that tower nonetheless, but it looks like, yep, he's going to survive. So they lose their rest, they lose their bottom tier 3, and this is going to get very, very difficult.
Hex is finished on Vigos, and I assume Amir is going to go for Hex next. Blood Angel, instead of finishing the hood, is going to go for Armor, a decent choice as well, considering that we're approaching the late stages of the game. And I mean, how much of the team fight was due to that disruption, due to the multiple Force Staff on F5? TBA was so close to getting kills in so many multiple occasions, but they could never got it off because of those disruptions. We do see Burrow Strike comes in right now. Vigos might pay for it, and the Roshan is back right now. I think they go for Roshan right now, right?
Oh, Sunstrike just catches Vigos, takes him down to 38 HP, so just one level too little of Exhort there for the Invoker. If he had one more point of Exhort, he is maxing Quas right now. If he had just put one more of that at any point, that Sunstrike would have killed him. A bit of a bummer there. That said, they do get a nice little kill there. They take down SD before he's able to actually pull out Playmate. They get almost the Invoker.
If Mirana gets the Aegis here, that's huge.
Yeah, that would be big time. He just finished his MKB, and we talked about how he didn't have BKB. Aegis is essentially a BKB. If they focus everything on you, all right, I'll turn around and resurrect and continue killing you. So, this is actually a nice gang. That's actually the first kill that they got since I rejoined the game after that big battle. It was set to 26-0 that whole time, and finally they get the kill up to 24 there. So.
Well,
this game's really, really tight.
Yeah, I have no idea who's going to have the advantage. In terms of the gold chart here, we have about a 8,000 gold lead on the Radiant side, but I don't think gold matter as much. Whoever wins the next team fight is going to have a commanding lead in the game because, and now because of TPA having that Aegis, well, that 8,000 gold doesn't matter.
And Playmate just finished his Hex as well. He went ahead and grabbed that. So that means if they can Hex Leshrac before he can get a BKB off, or if they can Hex a Windrunner before she can run, there's a lot of opportunity. And actually, they're going to go after Blood Angel. This could be big time. The arrow gets eaten by the Syllabare. Lucky there. Not really lucky, but fortunate that the Lone Druid or the Syllabare ended up catching that arrow, because if that had kept going, Lone Druid would have been dead. That would have been big time. Nice Shackle catches too, and Vigos, once they go for it, end up using an ultimate to stop him. But I believe a Fisher here. Yeah, Miguel's going to go down. Echo's big ultimate from Mania. Nice ultimate for Leshrac as well. Bounces all over the place. Yes, SS goes down. It continues to bounce. Vigos taking a bunch of damage here. Angel's going to survive. He still has the Aegis. Actually catches Vigos. Fantastic bottom arrow. Going to catch him down. He's going to get Blood Angels as well. He's going to continue chasing. Looks like a TP out here is going to be enough. Oh,
the Radiance on the bear kills him. Meanwhile, we have Playmate just really chasing Amir. Amir very low. Is going to pop out Invis. He's got quite a bit of money. He's got 4 staffs as well. There's a cold snap being dropped. And Mirana with the Aegis was exactly what they need. They won the team fight. Mirana survived to the end. Up to 2,600 gold. So it's just a little bit towards the BKB if he wants to do so. The Courier trying to save Private Ryan or the Private Gem. Unfortunately, got completely jacked up by Rise. And now with that team fight won by TPA, they get a little bit more breathing room. Suddenly the Lone Druid not as scary. No, he did finish the Pipe of Insight as well, having a plate mail. But at this point, like he is already transferring the Radiance to his hero. I like that choice because his bear is just not gonna hold on to the end of the team fight.
The biggest problem that TBA has is because they already lost that middle racks, immediately after they got that battle, the lane was so pushed that they couldn't get anything off of it. They killed 4 heroes and they couldn't get a tower. They really needed to get in that middle base. But that's the power of having an early racks. It gives you essentially that 6th or 7th hero even to kind of pressure that lane. So even if you lose a battle, it just pushes by itself and it makes it really difficult for you to get anything out of it.
Mirana going up to that 3,900 gold perhaps, or maybe he's gonna buy Eagle Song right now. It's gotta be BKB, right?
Yeah, with the loss of that Aegis, I mean, the Aegis really just being used in that battle really goes to show exactly how much he does need that BKB, because a BKB is essentially going to do a similar thing to that. Yeah, he takes a bunch of damage from the Dillabear or whatnot, but really the pure damage from the damage of Leshrac, the ultimates, the ultimate of Earthshaker, the pure just nuke power on the dire Radiant side rather makes it so indicative or imperative rather that he picks up that BKB.
Yeah, we've been spending a lot of attention on Mirana, but how important, how good was that Epicenter Chain Frost combo? It was big time. It was bouncing on everywhere. You got came on the Veil of Discord, was keeping those ultimate and keep making them relevant. I mean, generally, 45 minutes in a game at level 14 Lich, that ultimate is not going to do anything. But with the Veil, it's actually a decent nuke. And now both teams kind of just waiting for the other team to make the mistake. No one.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of nice ultimates from Lich this game. Actually, he's hit a couple of them. Rise having a pretty good time with the Lich ulti. Sometimes you just throw it and pray. That's kind of what you do. And Vegas has made a point to kind of tank a bit extra of each of them and ensure that they bounce just a little bit more than they need to. So he's helping them out a bit in that department. But I would like to point out they used an Epicenter. They hit a nice Epicenter. They hit a nice Lich ultimate. They had the Aegis. They did a lot of work. They got 4 kills and nothing happened. Right. They didn't do anything with that. I mean, yeah, they're pretty close to a BKB on Potom. It looks like he has completed that. So that'll help them a lot. But they had almost a perfect battle and didn't get anything on the back of it. So if that had happened in the top or bottom lane, I think they could have got a tower. But because it was in middle, it didn't really accomplish much.
Well, the top tier 2 tower is going to get destroyed. Seems like the Radiant is going to get this for free. They are not looking to defend this one. And this is because of that 1 Rax on the mid lane, because the Creep Equilibrium is always pushed in. There's really nothing that the Dire could do about it. Now they have to defend up on high ground, which I'm sure they're going to be okay about this. But they got to be very careful of the Echo. The Echo Slam on the last game actually didn't do too much either. So really, you were right. Everything went in the favor of TBA. They won it, but again, they couldn't get any damage out of the Rexes. And that's what all this game is about, killing those Raptors.
Yeah, and that's really why. Oh, power. Nope, actually not going to catch anything. Actually, that's kind of like the reason that teams like Navi and whatnot kind of revolutionized the Dota scene, is because having an early Rax is such a huge deal. It just really puts the other team in such a crippled position. I mean, those Mega Creeps are way strong, way strong. We're looking at 814 damage from the Siege units, throwing out 52 damage per attack. I mean, that's pretty legit. And again, they have to go down middle. They're going to smoke, actually trying to find somebody, but all 5 M5 heroes are up top, so they're going to rotate through the jungle. Yep, it looks like there's going to be a gang around the back, maybe a flank. No, they just go ahead and de-ward a little bit and continue back up. So
yeah, they can't leave the base for too long. They got to have to dedicate someone to push mid out. But again, if you get a dedicated push mid out, there is a Hex on Vegas. You don't want to find out if he force staff and hex you and you're dead. So right now it is imperative that TPA save for buyback. And do they have it? No one has buyback.
No, Potom went ahead and bought that BKB, leaving her with 1,100 gold. Mania finished his Veil right before that battle. He's only got 300 gold. See, a arrow here is going to... no, doesn't actually catch anything either. Miguel, meanwhile, of course, bought himself some... I don't know what he got. He just has no gold. So he's got no buyback himself. Playmate went ahead and finished that Hex, as we talked about earlier. Still no gold on him, just the 1,400. He's pretty well full. He's actually got a little bit Tornado actually does a nice initiation, catches 2 here. Perhaps are we going to see any just running away? A little bit too much force.
Panda already used ultimate. Yeah, he already used his ultimate. SS has the drums. This ultimate is not going to last that long. The arrow is nice cyclone here, and I think if you could pick off him before he does anything, there's a hex on Vegas, huge meteor on him, but the disruption just on top. Blink epicenter from Mania is going to kill SS right from the get-go. No, SS force staff himself out just for a little bit. Windrunner has died, and you lose a hex, you lose a force staff and a mech. Great fight here for the Radiant side, but you got to look at the mid lane as they have to TP back. They can't do anything off after a winning team fight. They lost a base tower on the bot as well. Creeps just simply too strong. Man, these creeps about to get an invite to the international based on how well they're playing right now.
They're the best player on Radiant
Top
right
lane here as we see a Blink Echo on Playmate. That thing missed, but SS force staffing himself with a little bit of miscommunication as we see Playmate trap on the wrong side. He is going to eat a... Ooh, he's going to go down. Massive magical damage. Does Playmate have the buyback? No, he does not.
Yeah, there's a gem in the jungle there. It looks like they're going to have maybe a little bit of a Garner for... Oh, SS actually has a blink. He blinks in there and takes it, and Mania blinks away very wisely as he easily would have died there. Yeah. The best player on the Radiant side right now is their middle creeps, to be honest. Every time that TVA wins a battle, and they have been winning, this is like 3 battles in a row now that they've really decidedly kind of won, or 2 battles in a row at the very least, but they lost the bottom tier 3 tower, which means that creep's going to push much harder. All of their middle base, like it's just all getting a lot of damage taken on it, so... You know, despite the fact that they're getting a lot, Angel's going to need probably about another 5 to 6k before he can really push a lane very aggressively.
He's also got a safer buyback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got to save. He has to have enough gold to where he can buy an item and still have buyback. So it's going to be, you know, he's at 2.7 now. He probably needs another 5k before that happens.
Again, a team fight that didn't, you know, go exactly to either team's plan, but I felt like it started very nicely for the die simply because they picked off Vegas, getting rid of a Hex, a Shackle Shot, which is, in my opinion, the most game-breaking team fight, you know, stun there is. And can you imagine 2 heroes being shackled up for 4 seconds? Like, that just makes you lose team fight. So they got rid of him right from get-go. Panda Ultimate was doing somewhat. They didn't eat Echo Slam during the Ultimate. Mania got off a decent epicenter. Again, they won the fight, but the game's not over yet.
Yeah, they keep winning these battles and nothing happens from it. They just slowly get a little more damage here, a little more damage here. Now, they are slowly gaining farm, I guess.
Yes, they are. Well, the goal difference, look, it's just still in the favor of Radiant for a while now.
Yeah, and the XP is pulling in Dire's favor. They have a little bit of an XP advantage, but at this point, XP, not a huge factor. 23 on Mirana and Invoker, whereas 21 on Leshrac, actually, that is kind of relevant.
Mirana's got a veil. Sorry, not a veil. A hood of... or helm. A helm.
So she's going for a lifesteal now. So that's her plan. She got a BKB. She's got the lifesteal now. Probably going to turn that into a Satanic would be my guess. Actually, she might hang on to the helm and make another damage item. But considering she's already got four items, she kind of wants to save a TP spot, meaning that's probably going to be a Satanic.
Or you could just get BOT for now. Or he's going to get a massive amount of gold before he could buy anything. But his plan is to just stay in the team fight for as long as possible and right click for as long as he can.
Yeah, absolutely. BOT is such a useful late game item as it allows you basically another item spot. Because typically you have to hold your boot spot and TP. You can combine that in one, boom, another spot. Yep. So really useful. Now, it looks like we're going to have perhaps a concentrated effort from Radiant now to maybe push the bottom. All ultimates are off cooldown, so everything's ready here now.
But how do you feel if you're an M5C, right? You're like, okay, we have our mid racks, we have the advantage there, but we're losing every fight. Do we even want to take fights anymore?
Yeah, I mean, they have to pressure. Because that said, I mean, Potom is a very strong damage hero later on, and once she, BKBs, if she has enough damage, she will be able to wail on everything.
She definitely does have enough damage. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still a legitimate concern. You still want to try and get in there. Now, Syllabear does technically have 12 item spots.
No, he doesn't.
Like to say, but
no, he doesn't.
But the problem is that bear is getting weaker and weaker as this game goes. I mean, it doesn't really get much stronger once it's leveled up. You get the rabbit and the synergy, and then it gets fat enough, but that's about it. So it's actually, where is it at right now? I don't even see the bear.
Moonlight Shadow Initiation was not able to get too much, and the Radiant is about to converge back. We have a invisibility rune Sunstrike using to scout. Doesn't see anything.
Yeah, they're checking just to see if that Roshan is being grabbed. We're gonna see a pause by Lich. Nice tactical pause here. Just to maybe mention, hey guys, I think perhaps they could be here. Well, what about here? Well, let's talk about this, but we should go there. So anyway, seeing mass pings from both teams as there's lots of discussion going on here. All right, yeah, that's the map, guys. You found the mini map. It is down there.
They're like, yeah, let's do this. I'm drawing all over the mini map right now.
Did you bamboo it up?
No, I did not. I am drawing John Madden arrows. All right, so
Oh,
if you go
okay.
here and then you go there and then you ping. All right, the game's resumed. Okay, go.
All right, here we go. So I drew a sweet drawn Marin. I wish you could see my arrows. We need to talk to somebody at Valve and get that to where spectators can see each other, or broadcasters rather. So anyway, we have a convergence of all the dire heroes here. It looks like Radiant split up just a little bit here. PGG not quite in perfect position. It looks like they are going to go ahead and gather here. Now the Forge Spirits see everything that's up, so Dire knows exactly where everybody is, and both teams likewise. It looks like maybe they do want to go for Rosh.
They are going to go for Rosh. What Syllabear did on the top lane is he's left his bear on the top to keep pushing with the Radiance, and that forced Mirana to go back, and now they're going to go for Rosh. Rosh down to half HP. Mirana trying to run his way back in, but will it be enough time? I don't think they're going to make it, and because of the smart move by the Syllabear player, they are going to get the Aegis. No, they did force someone out. Here comes the panic. He blinks and claps. No one. He's going to drop his ultimate. He's going to have to force this fight. EMP's not going to be dropped, as we see Vigas running Ray is, again, focusing on the Vigas, the smartest choice, but we do see Amir just going to town. He gets Hex up. Can you bring him down? Burrow Strike coming in, but they're just all out of position. Blamemail gets popped. Mania gets picked off, and now we have Playmate just going out. Where is that Mirana? Mirana in the middle of things fighting away. He gets disrupted. At this point, they're just chasing everyone around, but no one's down. SS will finally go down, but will that be enough to win the fight? Shadow Demon buyback immediately, and it looks like the Chain Frost is going to be bounced, but so many creeps somehow coming to fight. Here comes Playmate again, trying to do some damage. They're finally going to kill Amir. Shackle shot on Angel. Angel's going to go down. He gets Force Up out, but will he survive? No, he will not. He does have to buy back. He's going to use it right now. Nice Ghost Wall being dropped down here. Still no one really decisively winning the team fight. Syllabear is so tanky at this point here. And looks like Angel, or Migo's going to run, but Angel's right back in this long arrow. That's barely going to miss. Shackle shot into, and again, that Shadow Demon's right back in this Manta Style gets pop here. Who is winning this fight? I cannot tell. Blood Angel's so tank. And here comes Amir with the buyback, and I think with that, Migo's going to go down. He's going to get, Moonlight Shadow's going to give him Invis. He's going to survive no detection here. Still okay. Who's winning this fight?
But through all of that, Potem did die. Shadow Demon ended up taking him down to a nuke. So with the death of Potem, he did buy out for that battle. So
and he did die again.
There are 2 dead heroes on Dire. They're going to go ahead and kill this Rosh and I think go right for the base. With Potem being down for a full 80 seconds and Miggle being dead for 70 seconds as well, does he have buyout? No. He does not have buyout either. I think this game is over.
Again, it's not over until it's over, but it looks pretty damn over.
60 and 70 and your 2 most important heroes. SK channeled his ultimate, didn't actually hit it. 3 seconds it will be up, so I guess that won't possibly do enough damage to kill anything. So,
and Playmate gets Hex. That's it.
Yep, that's game. Playmate's going to get shackled. Oh, he actually forces away, keeps him alive a little bit, but they can just turn around and hit the racks. But for some reason, they're going to chase him instead.
M5 style. Don't care about Rex.
They do kill him. They're going to go ahead and kill the Rax now. I believe M5 is going to take the series 2-1. A fantastic series, honestly. I really enjoyed this.
Wow, this last game was kind of guessing. 35-34 is the score right now. I don't expect Dire to make any sort of that comeback, but we saw the 2 carries respectively for either team just had the most horrible start you could ever have. M5 on that Blood Angel, he went down 0-4, 0-5. At one point, Mirana went down a whole bunch of times. But eventually, the tankiness of Lone Druid got them the win.
Yeah, it's really well played on both sides. I felt like there for a little while, I thought M5 was losing through most of the early game, despite them having the early game presence.
Oh, they were.
In the mid game, TBA got a bit of a foothold, but then M5 just started. They got that Radiance, and that Radiance really changed this game. It was happening about the same time that Blink Dagger really started to become a big deal, and Admir got his BKB, and they just started winning every battle.
I gotta say, man, this game is Shadow Demon's game. Like, how annoying was Disruption every fight? It was just the most annoying thing ever. And it really dodged a lot of those Epicenter, Chain Frost, and things of that nature. And they survived just long enough for the Radiance damage to really take in. Look at the Blamemail on Blood Angel. He's just driving everyone away. Mirana's getting out DPS 56 minutes in the game. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. When you have your DPS carry that went for pure damage instead of actual tank or anything, just getting worked as far as damage goes. From a tank hero, that's not a good thing. Now, I would like to point out that SD, to reiterate your point right then, Mania was channeling his ulti. SD just walked up and hit him once so he couldn't blink back. and Mania was first to just kind of burrow and walk in as much as he could. That said, we are going to get the GGs here. I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of well play. This is a fantastic series. I really enjoyed Game 3. This was very good.
Fantastic conclusion of the series. Game 1 and 2 was somewhat of
1 and 2 were a little bit one-sided on both sides, but we did learn something as far as picks and bans go, so that's the thing. We saw Morphling being played as the 4+1 or whatever you want to call it. as that very pressure builds on. I really like the way Morphling's being played a little bit more, and hopefully we see a bit more of that in the future.
So what I've learned from these past 2 games is to ban Lesh against M5.
Yeah, we always talk about how they pick Leshrac very aggressively. They ban him very aggressively. Maybe they're onto something here, as we see a lot more teams starting to do the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a pick for a long time, but this game and the game before has really shown the case of Lesh being a legit late game carry. The throne is being fought over, as I think Blood Angel is actually going to kill Playmate first.
It's not really much of a battle. It's so much just destruction. So down goes the frozen throne. Down goes the frozen throne. Down goes the fireball throne of death, or whatever they call it, the dire ancient. Yeah. So M5 taking this down. Is this their first win in the?
That
TPL?
is their first win.
All right, congratulations for M5 getting on the board. Obviously, they're a very good team. There's a lot of great teams in the TPL that they have to play against, honestly.
But they were playing against like Mousport, CLG, Navi. They played like the best teams in the Premier League, and they unfortunately dropped games to them. But they did take one out in the foot of DED, and they will win this best of 3 series. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll bring you guys the series tomorrow to show you guys what's going on. But for now, thank you guys for watching in, and this is M5 beating out DD in the best of 3 series, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, Luminous and Nebula signing off.